let us continue playing Motorsport Manager. When we last left off, domination. Honestly, Dulcev has only failed to win one race this season, and I think he crashed out of that one. I can't remember what happened in China, but I'm fairly certain he didn't finish. And yeah, that is utter domination here. Already, it's been confirmed that Dragon Race Team China will have the Drivers' Championship. There's only 32 points maximum that can be scored here. So the only person who could challenge him right now is Renew, who, by the way, has now become a rival of Dulcev and won't sign for as long as he's on the team. All we can say for that is, goodbye, Renew. I think the team standings is a little more complicated to work out, but I'm fairly certain we're basically there as well. The maximum points that can be scored by any team is 14. 28, 50. Yeah, okay. I don't think we can be caught there either. So, yeah, double champion already, and we're in Sydney, which is round 9 of 12. Either way, I think we are going to sew it all up at the end of this. So, car condition's fine. We have an interview. Let's go and answer it. He's an awful driver. Sure, I'll pick up soon. Well, we butted Mori up. We might recruit him, although, in fairness, I don't think he... Oh, well, you never know. We might have a decent driver to come along. So, rival with teammate. And we move on. So, car repair is complete. Let's go and get some parts improved. So now, the focus switches at this part of the season to just getting the best of things. Obviously, we want these parts reliable enough, but really the priority now is anything we're going to be carrying over till next season. Assuming we stay down here, of course. So currently, that's fine, that's fine. Probably want to get that done as well. I guess we'll ignore that, do that. And then wait for anything else that's being made to be done. Also, new sponsors. We're still at 5 stars, so that's not bad. Let's just wait for the third one though, because they always come in threes. There we go. That'll be it. Okay, new suspension is finished. So our offers then. Okay, so I think we pretty much accept that. That also gives us 6 million. So I think it's time for a headquarter upgrade, because why not? Do I build the engine upgrade, though? That's kind of our third area we have a huge advantage in. However, we can actually build the telemetry center and still do things. Wind tunnel we're being complained at, so maybe that's an idea. The feedback isn't really our problem. Urgh, this is awkward. Okay. Maybe I say for this S-Track. Because cornering and overtaking are awesome. But I just don't know. Alright. Suspension's finished. Plus 50 to medium and plus 50 to reliability. Is that an illegal part as well? I think that might have to be. Yeah, that almost certainly is. It is, and it's also heavily illegal. So, but at least we got our confirmed definite part for next season there. Obviously, we can kind of get 2, but we'll see. Okay, so that's confirmed, that's confirmed. We have our kind of broken part there. What can we design then to up the ante somewhat? The cheapest thing for us to upgrade on balance is brakes. So build a cheap brake part. That gets us to random legendary, and then we can build something else from there. But honestly, as I've mentioned before, I'm not sure there's a lot of point. If we could, yeah, but if we had another great component, then sure, this would be worth it. So I think this now becomes the headquarter upgrade. And what headquarter upgrade we want to build. And I think it's telemetry or test track. It's where we want smoothness and consistency, which is tyre wear, possible minor bonuses there, or we go the cornering overtaking, which obviously is performance in races, and also engines, the most expensive part we can upgrade. Or the wind tunnel that we keep getting complained about. I'm going to build the telemetry center. There we go. Boom, done, and we might build another part there before the end of it. So I'm officially closing up shop here, I think, unless... Okay, again, as I mentioned, the brakes are kind of a cheapest thing for us to do, so... And yeah, I can build a brake in 2 days, so... Okay, there's $1 million down the drain. We're going to go into the red in a moment. There we go, brakes are finished. Those parts will never be used ever, I don't believe, but still. So random lettering component, we have to take this because it's the only... Actually, we don't have to take that, actually. We can ignore that. As it is, there's not really a lot we can do here, is there? Yeah, that is absolutely the best part that we can make for this. And so net benefit, we've gone up from there to there, 509. And we're in the red. Which, you know, always awesome. I could actually probably get some money from you. Yep, he's not happy about that, but I am. You know, it's free money. Although, yeah, we now have to do well in the next few races. Should not be a problem right now, but if we're not at 100% at the end of the season, that might cause us some issues. You have my support! So my vote has been bought. I am going to vote. I'm going to make sure this fails, or at least vote against it. I probably was going to anyway. I was probably going to abstain. I haven't voted for a single thing this season, have I? Somebody wanted a test track, was that? Renew would like a test track. Okay, so 40% chance of rain. Likely be some rain during the race. Okay, Chariot have the best gearbox in the championship and expects to perform well. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. I suppose I should actually have gone and focused on a few of our performance parts here, shouldn't I? Hold on, let me just have a quick check on things. So, what's currently being worked on? The gearboxes are up to 90, so that'll be fine. Let's go hard focusing on the 2 suspension bits. Because actually can probably use... we're still using this. Yeah, that kind of makes that pointless, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll still be using this one. Well, we'll see how far that can get. All the performance parts are kind of in. 7.8 per day. That's 3 days. That'll get into the 60-70 range. That should be okay. We're not expecting to use that at all, so we're not going to bother upgrading it. And we have designed some brakes, I believe. Oh, we will have in 6 hours. Alright, so that got 79%, which isn't bad, and that's a minor upgrade, I think, for one of our cars. Actually, no, it's worse. Huzzah! I've spent my time upgrading a worse part than what we already have, although it can be better, I do concede. It certainly will be if we can carry both of these into next season. I could really do with another season dominating in the 2nd tier before we go up. Just get some things built up, but there we go. Okay, so fit the parts. So the only upgrade that we can have doesn't really work for us. Still using the best of these. This will be better eventually, but it's just not there just yet. 779. Oh, we're just next. We no longer. Oh no, we're just top of the bottom too. But we're no longer top on engine. Somebody has beaten our engine score. Chariot have beaten our engine. Bad Chariot racing. Bad. Okay, but that's just another sign that we could do with this being built as well. By the way, this is all for next season anyway. Let's go racing. Okay, so the boot circuit here, and it's currently dry. We know it's going to be probably a wet race. But again, like we're probably going to do the same thing as last time. Focus on the slower tyre. Try to use that to our advantage. I mean, that ultimately cost us the first position in qualifying, I think. Just not having it, but we'll see how it goes. At least if this isn't a wet qualifying, we should still have the maximum setup bonuses here. It's just unfortunately we won't have anything for the proper race here. And I'm actually looking at the wrong number there. Thought that was a bit off. Okay, so 17.7, 27.7, 22.2, 44 and 56 is what I got written down. So there's renew, and we'll go on the softs. And same thing here, so 17.7, 27.7, 86, 44, and softs. Okay, continue, and we will take practice. Okay, let's send you out. So, what are you doing? You're doing a quali stint. Actually, fair enough. We'll just get that set up. And what are you doing? Quali stint? No, you're doing a race stint. Well, you were doing a race stint. I'm actually going to have you do a quali stint, and we'll do some setup work. Okay, full speed. Let's see what Renew can manage. So, obviously, this isn't his full speed lap because, you know, this is the tyre we want to focus on. Definitely the tyre we want to at least make sure we have level 3. But we also do want to be able to qualify well here. And Renew definitely needs a performance or two. Is he still suffering from the back problems? I should check that before when we get a chance. So Renew. Error's feeling good. And obviously Renew will set the fastest laps as he goes around because of course he's the first driver to do so. I imagine though all of the Super Soft runners will probably be ahead of us. Yeah, Dilsev's already half a second faster. 7 tenths at that point, 8 tenths now. Yeah, now that Maury and people have gotten past. Okay, so Renew 136, 135. We have our quali trim 1 done. McLeod goes... I missed where McLeod went, but apparently wasn't too all that impressive. There we go. So, now first they could be on race trim, but still, that's a good position for us to be in as of this stage. So Renew comes round into the pits, and I think we'll go and send you out for another. So straight out, 94. So great, excellent handling. Speed balance isn't quite there. Let's actually try lowering this a little bit. And tweaking the speed balance by going up 1 position towards top speed. We'll then just shuffle that back to try and put that into position there. Okay, another quali stint on the same set of soft tyres. And in comes Dulisev, who's had a reasonably good run. Okay, so still 94. Handling and speed balance are slightly off, so in order to counterbalance that, we're going to put 2 clicks on that way and see what way is better. And Dilshev straight back out because he was had a bit of a simpler repair job. So Maury's still lapping in the purples at the moment. So he's having a good run. Must be doing a race trim, I guess, because otherwise he wouldn't still be setting purples. He'd just had his lap and gone. So we know that that's actually their race pace on the slower on the faster tyre compared to our race pace on the quicker tyre. Which is interesting. So we can carry that information out over for us there. So about 7 tenths slower. 8 tenths slower then. But still. Renew just being consistently a second slower. I don't think Tally was ever this far behind Dulisev. I mean, I'm not saying Tally was amazing. She actually was kind of amazing for her performance, but Renew just is consistently slower than Dulisev. And while he's amazing for help and setup, it is starting to be a bit of an issue, or might have been an issue had this have actually been in any way, shape, or form a contest. Yeah, Dulisev needs 2 points to guarantee the championship now, I think. He might only need the 1. I should look into that. Anyway, dealers have triple excellent, and it looks like we're going to get that set up. So, let's go race trim, and let's put on a set of super softs. And with 98, so let's go for some minor tweaks then. And see what happens. In comes in renew. The only thing missing is speed balance for you then. So moving speed balance to there was worse. So from that basis you can go down to there. Okay, let's try it like that. So onto race trim, onto a pair of super softs. Let's see how we compete with Murray's time, which I think is in similar conditions. This could be interesting. Obviously the track is a little more rubbered in, so our time should be slightly better, but I'm interested now. Let's see what you can do. DLSF obviously also has the bonus on a 1 lap. Mind you though, he seems to have a bonus wherever he is, so... Okay, here comes Dulatev then. Let's see how he goes. We've had our quali trimmed. Let's go for race trim, and he's a long way off the pace. That is ever so slightly worrying. Yeah, 0.8 seconds already. Renew though has gone PB on first his 2 sectors, so Okay, Dulatev a second slower. Let's just see how this goes. Obviously he's got carrying a bit more fuel, so maybe that has a little to do with it. 0.2 down. Mori also set his times towards the end of a sector as well, so that might be weight. There might be weight then. Still, yeah, that was a tenth faster, so he's burned off that little bit of fuel. Renews now. Well, I think we did go up to 10th and has dropped back up to 9th, dropped down back to 10th. But Dulatev still slower right now. Mind you, Mori might have done some quality stints looking at that. I haven't checked whether he's improved the times, but given these tyres are that worn, I don't think he has. There we go. Dulatev PB in the last sector, so now he's on time again. Let's see what we can do. Race trim up to level 2. 2 minutes to go. Obviously, we have quali level 3. I'd prefer to get race 3 and quali 2 if it came to it, but let's see what they can do. Dulatev crosses the line on his in lap now. Has not really done all that good, has he? Well, we focused anyway. We know these tyres are not necessarily going to be applicable for the race. Did we get the level 3? That would be awesome if we did. Renew. Into the bits he comes, and we did not. We also know that's not a lot of laps, and the tyres are already that worn. So I think, yeah, we might be on the soft strategy here. So, the Chariot Race Group at the top here. It's the first time we've not been top of practice, so I don't know what you're talking about, really. Oh, and it's a wet qualifying as well. Okay, so pretty much all of that was useless. Mind you, I don't think anybody else is going to have these anyway, so... Quali and... Yeah, why not? Quali and Super Soft. Quali and Sweet Spots. Oh, dude, they've hit 100. Okay, let's just double check what I got on the Sydney list. So 79, 79, 22.2. Minus 2.8. I realise it changes per car, but I like to keep this up to date just in case. Okay, so we got a 100% there. Obviously, insers. Now, the quick... Okay, no. You go on wets. I see that. We may not want to go on wets, but you know. I think also, because it's this sort of qualifying, I might have to just take control of this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this qualifying. So, is it going to remain wet all the way through it? It's a possibility it will. Because of that, I'm going to send you straight out on these. We imagine Dualtev will be faster than Renew, so that's fine there. This is really just a banker, I think, here. Auto on and auto on for both of them. But I prefer to just get this banker out of the way if we can, because I have absolutely no clue what... Yeah, why have they come out on Inters? I think we'll be first and second at this point, if only because we're on the right tyres. No matter how overheated our tyres end up being. Good, great. Overheated and good. But I think that should be fine. So much traffic in the way, though. Alright, some of it has come out on wets. Mori has come out on Inters, which is bizarre. The big question is there going to be a dry run at the end? Because there might not be. Dualtev fastest in Sector 1, as we would expect. Fastest in Sector 2 as well. However, Nightingale has beaten his first sector time, so we're not massively on this. 141.5. Nightingale is going to overtake us. Yeah, by 0.13. And the Interrunners are 7 seconds down, which is encouraging. The only question is now, will it get dry enough to have another go? Because it might be worth trying it. And if we do try it, we've got to kind of go now. Oh, Dulatev's in third. Well, he does have his marker at least, but I think it's going to stay wet. It is going to stay wet, and because of that, I'm going to send Renew out now. Okay, auto on, and we'll just move to Dualtev. Okay. Seeing come a lot of cars on laps here. Okay, let's go for it. So, new set of wet tyres. Let's get going. Okay, Renew overheated and good. We'll see if he can improve it. In the meantime, Dualtev has clear traffic in front of him, which is always nice for this. It's going to be wet. Can he improve? And more importantly, will anybody else improve? We know Mori and Barink are likely to come out on wets and actually set times, and Mori is setting a time. Alright, Dualtev, Sector 1 has gone. Oh, personal best, 0.64. Okay, Mori goes fastest. So outside of a top 3, 0.2 down. A good last sector to just end this off would put you in the top 3. That is not good for us. So we've actually finished outside of sponsor target. Wow. This could be fun. So Mori, Costa, Nightingale and Barink all ahead of us. Are we going to lose our unbeaten streak at this point? It's been a while coming, I'll be honest, but... Okay. So that was not a great thing. No. That did not happen. There, dear. Well, the good news is it's a dry start to the race. So this is kind of feeding into what we wanted. We don't know how long it's going to stay dry for again. So I think we're going to do exactly the same thing we did last time. Although, actually, we could probably try it on the Super Softs with... Okay, Renew is going to do something a bit unconventional here. We're going to go for the super soft strategy. Meanwhile, we are going to go there for Dilatiev. So car setup is about as good as it's going to be. Anything I will say, though, is that Dilatiev is going to again... Yeah, we're going to start Dilatiev on the soft tyres. I feel this is a better way to do this. And give him enough fuel that he can go to the end of that stint. So 12 laps. We've half distance. In fact, actually, half distance, do a 2-stop would not be a bad way to do this race. So we'll put 13 laps of fuel in the car. Probably a lot more than anybody else is going to be carrying, but we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, you are going to go soft, and we're going to put you in for 10 laps, or rather 9 laps. Okay, so we're expecting Renew to blitz his way up the field, hopefully. So he's going to be push and medium. We're not going to burn fuel if we can avoid it here, but push mediums is the way we're going to try and do this. Okay, Renew's had some phenomenal starts lately. We need Dilatiev to have one here. Okay, he's got kind of bogged down, and he's going to lose 6 to Florian. Oh, dear. Dilatiev, this is not your forte starting, apparently. Oh, and he might lose out of position to Saar here as well. Goes around the outside, manages to stick it, and he's fine. Okay, Mori still leads. Renew is down in 14th. He's not had a great start. Oh, and Saar has just snuck past us there. Okay, let's speed this up and hope Dilatiev can recover this, because he is just... Oh, this is the downside of going the slow tyre strategy. We're just being mugged. Fighting for 8th place there, though. Renew is up into 11th and is starting to make some ground. Okay. Jansteteer crashes. Let's try and calm this down a bit. So low, 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 low. Going to ignore that. I'm going to keep an eye on the weather, though, and the weather says we're okay for the moment. There's a lot of battling to be done ahead of us, though. Okay, Dilatiev, let's go medium and neutral. Let's go neutral high. Let's go neutral medium for Renew. Okay, let's see what Dilatiev can do. Dilatiev can lose his position. Nope, he's going to keep fighting. He's fighting well, that one, actually. The downside is, though, now here comes Renew, and I might have to swap them round at this point. The good news is that slowing up is going to allow Renew to get past another virtual safety car. Sylvander has crashed this time. So allowing us to go longer into this race. We're getting a chance to catch the weather out. The field is still quite close together, actually, has to be said. Alright, medium, medium, and medium push here because we need to get the tyres warmed up a little bit more. And also definitely try and stay ahead into 9th because again he goes for the lunge. Okay, Renew. Oh, Renew's now fighting this off. Okay, Renew could actually give Dilatiev a bit of a favour here. Okay, and it's done. Okay, here's what I'm going to do though. Oh, he's not going to like this. Potentially. I'd like Dilatiev to let Renew through. And the only reason I'm doing that is because we think Renew's on a faster strategy right now. Though he needs to push his tyres as well, really. Good clean racing. Yeah, he let you through. But we're hoping that Renew can do some good by just charging up the field a bit more. Oh, we're just falling massively on target. It's different. I mean, the last race we were finishing 2nd. We're still not that far behind the pace, really. We're only 8-9 seconds, but... Oh, there goes Renew. Around the outside, on Saar. Good position. Job done. 5 laps to go on his current tyre and fuel strategy. While Dilatiev is still battling for 10th, 9th and 10th there. He's had a battle with McLeod all the way through this race. Costa currently leads the race. Renew, it was the right decision to actually allow him pass, because Renew is just now starting to crawl back up the field and is actually, I think, fastest person on the field right now, 8.2. He's matching pace with the leaders. Dulcev sets a personal best. And yeah, we're struggling to get these tyres warmed up. Let's go attacking with the tyres here. Just get them back up to temperature a bit more. Gaston Renew, fastest in Sector 2 because we're now attacking on the tyres. This should help us out a little bit more. Costa goes fastest. Renew goes fastest. Okay, 48. 3 laps to go. Where is this weather? Arrgh. Okay, well, we'll go down to push and push with both of them now. And just debate things here. So, Dulcev is with Cruz, who's also on the soft tyre strategy. Dulcev drops down to 10th place. Darn you, McLeod! Costa fast in Sector 2. He's just stormed up to them. Oh, that is good work from Mori, and that is awesome work from Renew. So Renew just charged his way up to 5th. There's the leading trio there. Well, except Costa, who's miles up the field, but, you know. 4th, 3rd, 2nd. We just joined the back of this, and this really helping us out. Dulcev now back in the lead of the runners. And I think we need to now go back to neutral here, because I think you've got to last 2 more laps somehow. We will go high on the fuel strat for Renew, though. See if we can't just get some advantage from this low fuel load. Oh, and we were mugged there. Mugged, sir. But overtake you go, back into 5th, and now in the 4th. Dulcev, personal best. Okay. Let's go back to conserve then, and start overtake fuel attack mode here, because I don't think the weather's going to save us in time. Yeah, we're less than 4 laps away from the weather, so this has not really worked out for us a lot here. 22 seconds down from Dulcev. That is a pit stop now. It's unfortunately not a pit stop we're going to be able to make up with him. Dulcev up into 6th, still chasing down McLeod, who should be pitting sooner. Renew, though, I think has to pit now, because otherwise he's going to run out of fuel. So let's go in, put a new set of softs on, and I think 8 laps is the maximum we want to put here. In fact, we're going to put on... Yeah, 8 laps is fine. We don't want to go mad here because I don't think... If the weather's going to come, it's going to come at the end. So hopefully, in 8 laps time, this will be the right stint. It has to be, because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere with Renew. And that was Costa, wasn't it? Okay, what can Dulcev do here? He's right behind Costa on track, and this just shows how much of a disadvantage he's got. Okay, so Renew is still out there. We'll still keep him on the same tyre strat here. Tyre fuel strat. Just go pushing. And we'll go medium here. We'll see if we can't lunge past Costa here. It'd be a bit ambitious, but that is the net leader. Mind you, Florini and Nightingale are just so worn on their tyres. It's amazing to see they kept going. Okay, so Dulcev now in 2nd place. Harassing the leader. Doing what he does best, really, in that regard. Do we see the weather changing? Yes, we do. Okay. Dulcev, we're going to pit you on the next set of super softs, and you are going to go for a splash and dash. 6 laps. If that. And we're going to go attacking now. Let's really put Costa under pressure here. See if we can't drag him back towards the others. Okay, here we go then. Let's go low and conserve while we're in the pit lane. So, Renew up to 8th position. Dulcev there. Okay. Here we go then. We know the weather's going to change, and that's about 4 laps away. So, I think we're on high and push now. Dulatev is on full attack now. Well, not quite full attack, but he's on attack mode. We need to get past these soft runners. We need to start showing why we are the champion-elect. In fact, I think he is the champion as long as Renew doesn't win. And he scores a point. So Renew is doing all he can to keep the championship alive, as it turns out. Meanwhile, we know 6 laps is probably about right, but yeah, I think that's fine. I don't need to go mad on this. So Renew up to 5th place, up to 3rd place actually from all the pit stop shenanigans. And now right behind Mori. So Renew has had a blinder out of that. So Dulatev is up to 5th, so it's worked for him. Both drivers, he has to say, the strategy has worked. What's now important is whether the rest of the strategy works, and that's dependent on the weather. So come 1, 2, 3, 4 laps time, we want to be attacking like mad, and this is why we are kind of going over the top here. Dulatev is on a charge, setting purple sector times at the moment, right behind this trio, and Costa is just so far ahead. I think Costa is going to win this race, but it's whether Renew can get past Mori and whether Dulatev gets past this entire train. We should probably let Dulatev back pass since we did get Renew to overtake him a bit earlier. Oh, Dulatev on a charge, but not able to make that stick. 10 laps to go. Here comes the weather. So, that's going to get extreme. So I think now, we know it's going to be a lap or 2 away. We now go all out. Also, we allow Dulatev through here. So that undoes what we did earlier. Let's keep this pressure on though. Dulatev. So attempting the charge through there. Can he make it? It's not looking too great right now, but yes, there we go. Okay, Dulatev into 2nd place on the grid, on the field. Now, okay, let's keep it on high and high for the moment, but we need to be able to change that at a moment's notice here. Can Dulatev do anything to chase this lot down? Gonna ignore you for the moment, but yeah, Inters is definitely approaching. And it might go for... oh, God, that might go full wets. Oh, this is critical now. So, if we change for Inters, it's probably the right decision. If we change for wets, well, it depends. If we see one more bar, and I think it's going to go higher. I think it's going to go into wet territory. This could really be interesting here. The question, I guess, is do I gamble? Because I know how much slower people will go. And I think it's next lap. I think, actually, it's not wet enough yet. If you look at the operating ranges, it's not quite... it's just getting into that sort of grade area. So it's not there yet. It'll work, but I don't think it's at a crossover point. It's not quite at that stage yet. Now, though, regardless of anything, Dulatev has to pit for Inters. Has to. No choice. We need to push this one hard if we can, and we are going to go 7 laps of fuel, hopefully to the end. We might just change for other things when it comes to it, but still. Inters, 7 laps. Fast, and now you are on full... both cars are now on full overtake. The question is now, what can we do? Dulatev have a 6 seconds advantage over Mori, and if Costa doesn't come in, which, I'll be honest, Costa doesn't come in, that's really silly of him. If he doesn't, though, I think we can win this. I think we can win this. Because now it's going to be an inter-track, and it's going to be a wet track before very much longer. That's the only real question mark. Is this going to be a wet track? Okay. Low, conserve, and we're going to hope that it doesn't slow him up too much here. It's going to do a little bit, though. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing I could do there. Dealer's Hev then. Let's attack these tyres. Go high on the fuel load, since we've got spare. In fact, let's go all-out attack right now. Renew. All-out attack as well. Well, we got excess fuel load. We're going to do this, because I think this is now where we can just scythe into the lead. The downside is, if the wets are the thing that's about to come good, then we might be... Oh, in fact, actually, if we overtake these two cars, then it doesn't matter. We can go for wets anyway. So Costa came in and came out on wets. No, it's that operating window. I'm not sure wets are in yet. And if not, then that... Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. I've just seen where he is. If we get far enough ahead that I can just pit, and it's possible I can get far enough ahead to just pit for wets, then I've got him. I've got him dead to rights if this works. So we'd lose a lot of time in the pits doing this, but let's just see if that cap keeps increasing. 2.34 for fire. Now we're at the critical point here, because I don't know. I just don't know. Renew does know, though. Fifth driver's going all out here. 6.6 seconds. If that gap starts coming down, we've lost. 7.3. I've not got enough. I was hoping I'd have enough in pocket, but it's in the sort of crossover point for both tyres. If it gets worse than this, we are finished, and it's going to get worse for the next lap. So I think we're finished. I don't think we can keep this up. So, do we concede, go on to wets? Because it's going to get better for us. That's the thing. We know... Oh, this is torture. Okay, that gap started coming down. So now, this is where we lose at this point. So our tyres are not in the right operating window. His are. Gap down to 5.65. Oh, Renew might lose 5th place as well. Diolatev might lose a race win. 3.5. I thought we'd get far enough ahead that I might be able to pit stop in and get out ahead of him on wets. There was an outside chance that might have happened. There's an outside chance that we can still make this work. Let's go medium attack, because we're running out of fuel as well now. 0.8, he's just going to side past us. He's got much more grip. His tyres are in better shape. Can't do anything about it. The only question mark that might come up is if it goes down enough, but I don't think it will. Renew has lost 6th place, so I think the only thing I can do with Renew now is pit him for wets. New set of wets, and then get him to attack. You may ask, you may say there's no point in that, but a lot of inter-runners ahead would say there is a point. Duosev is far enough ahead that it's not going to matter. 4.7 is the gap. Yeah, he's not going to do it. So Renew drops to 7th. Drops to 9th, actually. I think he's behind too many wet runners now to get 5th, but... yeah. That took way too long. That was a bad pit stop as well. It was definitely worth a try because he'd already lost 5th place, but... oh, Renew, we have failed. 8 seconds. Are we faster than him now? I imagine we probably are. Let's get low fuel just to be on the safe side, but... yeah, we're going faster than him. 7.7 before I change that. Oh, it was a near thing. It was a near thing. I nearly went for wets, which is clearly the better strat, but I thought we could get just enough advantage on the period between inter and wet that we'd manage it. Oh, Dulatev. Well, he is the champion now, but we did give up a race win for that. Renew, we gave up the entire race, and he's going to finish 17th and not be in a happy mood at all. Look at that advantage that we just gained there. Oh, that felt bad. So, yeah, the strat. I think, honestly, this initial strat wasn't too bad. It put Dulatev back in contention at the right time. In all honesty, Renew was in the pound seat up until about here. and just the crossover. But these things happen in motor racing. And you can't expect to win every race, even if everything goes your way. And it just didn't. That was the weather at its best, and I misplayed it slightly. Can't say I misplayed it fully because it got us into that position in the first place, and it was kind of the right idea. It was a 15-second stop, though. That was the thing. If we'd have got to about 12, 13 seconds, I might have tried it. Just on the basis we'd have guaranteed to have second, and we'd have had a shot at coming back at him at the last few races. But when we only had about 6 seconds, not enough to make a tyre change and make it work. So, Dulatev is not on the top step of the podium for the first time this season. Esprit GP now move ahead, but double champions. There are not enough points left for Esprit to catch us. There are not enough points for Dulatev to be caught. We have won both championships with that second place finish. And now the priority becomes getting all the stuff. Fortunately, only 1.8 rather than the 2 because we missed a qualifying bonus, but still. Brakes have been built. And hopefully there'll be a message to confirm something here. Nope. The game does not accept it yet. Oh yeah, there it does. He deserves everything. He is the champion of champions. And hey, we built brakes. Plus 60%, plus 60 deceleration, plus 30 to... Okay, that's good. We've got a great brake now for the rest of the season. So, next time, more stuff and things, and stuff and things. Until then.